Hey y'all, Sierra back here with another pick a card reading, and this is going to be a pick a card reading regarding what your life purpose is. So what is your life path? What is your life purpose? What did you come here and incarnate on this earth to do? Now, this is not necessarily what your career is, because you can find several different careers that can fit within one particular life purpose. This is your life purpose. So what you are meant to be doing, or what the purpose is behind whatever career you choose. Whether that be employed with someone else, or if you are an entrepreneur and self-employed. All right, so this reading is going to give you all some tips as far as what your life purpose is. It may help you to figure out what direction you want to go in life. So this is a pick a card reading. For those of you who have not done a pick a card reading before, you will want to pick a card or a pile that resonates with you. You'll want to use your intuition in order to do this. So you'll want to ask yourself, or ask out loud, ask your higher power, which pile is for you? Which pile contains the messages that you need to receive regarding your life purpose? You will want to take what resonates and leave what doesn't. This is a group reading, not an individual reading. So that means some things may resonate, some things may not, since there will be multiple people watching this video. So pile number 1 is the bird. Pile number 2 is the flower bouquet. Pile number 3 is the key. And pile number 4 is the armor. So again, you'll want to pick the pile that resonates the most with you. Pile number 1 is the bird. Pile number 2 is the flower bouquet. Pile number 3 is the key. Pile number 4 is the armor. There will be timestamps in both the video description and the comment section. So if you want to skip ahead to the pile that you chose, please feel free to pick your timestamp, or the timestamp that correlates with the pile that you chose. All right, see you at your pile. Hi, pile number 1. You all chose the bird. And if you can see, this bird has a little scroll in its beak. So it's kind of like they have a message to deliver to someone. I do know that birds were used at one point in time to send messages. So another thing about birds is they can reach places that, you know, we as humans can't reach unless we're in like an airplane or something like that. So they are privy to information, or like a bird's eye view, where they can see everything and not just one particular part of a situation. So therefore they're able to get messages and deliver them to people because they have access to information that other people don't have. So I feel like you're definitely someone who is meant to give messages to people, possibly intuitive messages. So your life purpose may have something to do with possibly being a psychic or an intuitive reader, maybe a tarot reader, maybe a psychic medium. Possibly like a life coach, something like that. But what I'm getting is that you do have very good intuition. You receive messages and downloads that most people aren't getting. So you're definitely tapped in. You're tapped into whatever your higher power is. You're tapped into your higher self. And we do have the Child Divine card. Let me see if I can pick it up. So this says, innocence, purity, and redemption suggest a special connection with the divine. So you're definitely tapped into higher forces, and you are able to receive information from them. We also have the High Priestess, so that definitely speaks to being a very intuitive person. And I just noticed there's a lot of birds. Oh my goodness. There's a bird in this card, the poet. Those are two birds. The high priestess has an owl. And then the two of summer, there's two birds there. So I don't know. You might want to look up birds as a spirit animal, or owls possibly, and see what it says. See if anything resonates with you there. But when it comes to owls, excuse me, and the owl has a scroll, just like the bird here has a scroll. Okay. So we know that owls are very wise. We think about them as being very wise and just having information. Let's see what this says. It says, this is a time to pursue and reflect, not to take action. Trust in your spiritual gifts, as nothing is hidden from your divine intuition. So it could be that you have these gifts, but you don't really trust yourself. You don't really understand how gifted you really are. Or you may not be confident. You might think, maybe you think you're like crazy. Like, I keep getting all these messages and this information, but I don't know where it's coming from. You have to learn to trust your intuition and to be able to figure out what's your intuition and what's coming from ego, just, you know, normal day-to-day life sort of things. We also have the healer card here. So for the most part, if you are tapped into higher sources, you typically find that healers are tapped into higher sources. They do have great intuition, and their intuition helps them to figure out what the remedies are for any particular person. They understand that there's not one size fit all remedy or fix for everyone. Everyone is different. So you definitely will want to use your intuition with your abilities to heal. They kind of go hand in hand. And then we have the poet card here also. And that just speaks to the fact that you are meant to give messages to people. The intuitive downloads that you're getting, it's meant for you to share some of those with people. You have to figure out what's meant for you to share and what's not meant for you to share. They are going to be giving you messages that they want for you to give to other people. Now it's up to you to figure out what platform you want to do that on. Maybe poetry is one of the ways that you'll be able to get your messages out. Possibly music too. To me, music is poetry with music, or with a harmony. So possibly music, poetry, being a writer of some sort. We also have the sextile potential card. So I feel like this is here to let you know that you have the potential, but you need more than potential to be able to execute. Potential is one part of the equation, but you're going to want to use the intuitive messages that you're getting to understand how to execute the ideas that you have, how to execute the messages that you have, how to explain them to people in a way that resonates with them. And trust yourself. Even when it comes to dating, what I'm starting to learn, and I think a lot of people are starting to learn, is you don't want to date somebody for their potential. They have the potential to be great, but are they going to put in the work? Are they going to do what it takes to become successful, or to do the work to have a successful relationship with you? So don't get stuck on the fact that you have potential. Make sure you're doing things to support your life path. Make sure you're doing things to support your abilities. Make sure you're studying, taking the time to sit with yourself, taking the time to reach out to your higher powers, or whatever you do, whoever you go to for guidance, assistance. We all have different names for it and all of that stuff. But make sure you're actually putting in the work to perfect your gifts. What else do we have? So we have abundance. So I'm showing here that your gifts are meant to bring abundance to you. So this is probably something you would want to do for a career, or like maybe even part-time. So you definitely can make money off your abilities to heal. Maybe you should be making like oils, healing oils, growing plants, making supplements, stuff like that. There's so many different ways to heal. So you could help people heal mentally. You can help people heal their bodies physically. You have to kind of figure out which one works best for you. And I would start with whatever you find yourself being passionate about. Maybe if you've had to heal yourself from something, then you can start there with helping other people to heal from the same thing, whether it be mental or physical. But it's definitely meant to bring you abundance. So your intuition and your abilities to heal are meant to create an abundant and prosperous life for you if you do the work to make that happen for yourself. We have realizations and epiphanies. So make sure that you are able to hear your intuition when it's speaking to you. If you're seeing signs and synchronicities, make sure you're paying attention to that. Your spirit guides are definitely giving you messages. They're definitely giving you directions. They're giving you a blueprint. Like, this is what you're supposed to do. This is how to carry it out. But you have to take the time to sit with yourself, and so that you can get those messages, those intuitive messages. I don't want to say meditate, because like everyone's saying meditate, but if meditation works for you, you'll definitely want to do that. Understand there's different ways to meditate. It's not just the one that we see all the time, which is people sitting down with their legs crossed. You can walk, you can drive, you can exercise, you can dance. Whatever gets you in a space to where you're not constantly just thinking about what you need to do next, thinking about what happened to you that day, whatever gets you in a space where your mind is just free. So definitely take the time to do that. We also have the South Node. The South Node represents who you were in the past, who you were in a past life. This is something you want to move away from. This is something you've already experienced. You don't want to keep experiencing it over and over again. You are supposed to be moving towards your North Node. So you may want to look in your birth chart to see where your South Node is and where your North Node is. And you want to embody the characteristics of the sign that's in your North Node. But the card says karmic past. Some of the key words: comfort zone, mastery. We were just talking about the need to put in the work so you can master your gifts. Old habits, the past. Unfinished business. Current gifts and talents. Natural strengths, limitation, and potential stagnancy. So we have potential and we have potential stagnancy. That's why you got to be careful about potential. Potential can go either way. Having the potential doesn't mean you're going to be successful. It just means you have what it takes to be successful. But it's up to you to put in the work to make sure you get where you want to go. And sometimes we need to figure out where we want to go. We don't even know where we want to go. So that's why you definitely want to look into what your life purpose is and start asking your higher power to give you signs. Take a look at the gifts that you have. That can definitely help you figure out what your life purpose is. And you definitely don't want to be living in the past. You don't want to let past situations hold you back. You don't want to let past situations create fear and cause you to be scared to show the world your gifts or to operate in your gifts. Because again, you are giving your gifts. We are all giving our gifts to create abundance for us, to help us to be able to be financially stable. We're not supposed to be out here struggling. And a lot of people are, because they're not operating in their gifts. We are taking on jobs, not necessarily careers. We just need to make money to survive. And we're miserable. We don't like what we're doing. So definitely You're not the only person that's dealing with this stuff, but you don't want to let your past hold you back. You want to trust yourself, trust in your gifts, and do what it takes to, I don't want to say perfect them, because I don't know if we can ever be perfect, but master is a good word. So mastery. Do what you can to try to master your gift. Uh-oh, my phone's going off. So definitely look into poetry, writing. If you have psychic gifts, look into different types of careers where you can practice your psychic gifts. If you aren't sure what they are, look into getting more information about that. What I'm showing here is that you are definitely a healer and you receive intuitive information. All right, so healer, intuitive information, poetry, writing, something of that sort, or doing something where you're getting a message out to people, whether that be making YouTube videos, Instagram videos, social media, going to colleges to speak to people, whatever it may be. There's different careers where you can get messages out to people. So you want to sit down, think about what fits best with you and your personality. Sometimes what you're meant to do is a little bit outside of your personality, meaning you might not think that you're able to do it. For example, with me making these videos, I like to be in the background, not talking to strangers, people I don't know, and they have the ability to, I'm sorry I keep shaking the camera, to criticize me and my gift and what I'm doing and tell me I'm wrong and I don't know what I'm talking about. You got to step outside your comfort zone sometimes. So make sure you are not holding yourself back, because I'm showing that you definitely are gifted. So hopefully that resonated and it wasn't all over the place, and I hope you all have a good rest of your day. Hi, group number 2. You all chose the flower bouquet. And of course, when we see flowers, we see beauty. We see things that, you know, for some people they think they smell good. I personally don't like floral smells, but typically you think about flowers smelling good, being beautiful. You can think about appreciation. Usually flowers are given to show appreciation or as a gift. So romance comes into mind also. So let's get into your cards. Now, I see the prostitute card is here. Please do not freak out and click off of the video. There is a message here. Sometimes things are literal, sometimes they aren't. So I just don't want anybody to get scared and miss their message just because they see something that they might see as negative, okay? So let's read the prostitute card. It says, accentuates the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of your spirit. That's interesting. I'm not really, that message is not really resonating with me. For the prostitute card, what I'm seeing with the prostitute card and the flowers is a part of your life purpose is to help people see the beauty within themselves, regardless of who they are and where they come from or what circumstances they had growing up, what they may have gotten themselves into in the past, and to own who they are. So that's what I'm seeing when I see the prostitute card and the flower bouquet. We have the judge card. So, and it says balancing justice and compassion, managing the fair distribution of power. I feel like with the judge card, you are helping people that feel like they're being judged by society. You are helping them to see the beauty in themselves. You're not necessarily, I guess, enabling them or coddling them to the point where you can't tell them when they are wrong, when they are doing something that might be self-destructive, but you are not judging them in a negative way. If you are offering, not necessarily judgments, but what you are seeing, what patterns you're seeing and all of that, it's to help them, not to make them feel bad about themselves. So you may be, oh, my phone's ringing. You may be the type of person that, okay, do you see how, like, when there's people who nobody can tell them anything, but they have that one person that they'll listen to no matter what. They have that one person that can really get on them and get on their case and tell them about themselves, and they are listening. They are not getting offended. They're not getting upset. They respect that person enough to allow them to not necessarily pass judgment on them, but tell them about themselves. Let them know what their faults are and where they messed up. So I see you as being that type of person in that type of role for people who society may have given up on, or they may have given up on themselves. We have the visionary card, as well as the 8 of winter, which is 8 of swords in this card, and the magician. We'll come back to the visionary. As far as the magician, what I'm getting, the word that I'm getting is transmutation. So if you don't understand the law of transmutation of energy, you'll definitely want to look into that. It's one of the universal laws. So it could be that you have gone through some things in your own life and you've had to learn how to manifest, be the alchemist, transmute situations that were meant to work against you and use them to work for you. And you are helping other people to do that as well. You are helping people, or you are meant to help people if you're not doing this right now. You're meant to help people take lemons and make lemonade. You have mastered the ability to do this. If you haven't mastered the ability to do this, you need to. And once you do that, then you will start being able to walk in your purpose, because you're supposed to help other people to be able to do the same thing. You're supposed to help other people not get in their own way with the 8 of swords. You're helping people to see that it's not society, it's not everyone else's judgments on them that's holding them back. It's themselves that are holding them back, because we have to kind of cancel out the noise, the outside noise sometimes. There's always going to be people that are against you. There's always going to be people who don't believe in you. There's always going to be people who are possibly wishing bad on you. They don't want you to succeed. They don't want you to get better. They want to see you at the bottom all the time. So you have to be able to block those people out, and don't hold yourself back. Other people, they might have some power when it comes to certain situations, but ultimately you have the most power, and you need to use that to be able to transmute energy. The way you can do that is learn how to be the magician. Learn how to be the alchemist. You may help people when it comes to shadow work and how to write affirmations, say affirmations, write manifestations. You might possibly do spell work for other people, or help other people to get on the right path. You could probably be like a counselor or something. I don't know what those people are called, where like they go into like schools and they talk to the youth, kind of something like those shows like Beyond Scared Straight, where they took the kids to jail to see what it would be like if they kept acting out. I can see you being like a counselor like that, or a psychologist, a life coach. I feel like you're somebody who will be able to help people based on your own experiences in life. So again, that's you being able to transmute and be the alchemist and the magician, and you're going to be able to teach other people to do the same as well. We have end of an era and grief work. So I feel like you are going to be helping people to break generational curses, get rid of the curses that are placed upon their bloodline. And also with grief work, you may be dealing with people who have lost a lot, of people in their lives, lost things as far as material things or people. They may have lost themselves and they need to find themselves again. We have the square tension card. So some of the keywords are conflict, obstacles, will, power struggle, compromise, stress, weighing the pros and the cons, self-reflection, that's a good one, an opportunity for growth. So I feel like you definitely are going to be helping people to do self-reflection work, do shadow work, figure out what it is within themselves that's attracting bad situations for them. Why do they keep ending up in the same type of situations over and over again? What is it that they need to heal within themselves in order to create a better life for themselves and to be able to be the magician? A lot of the times people like to tell people, you just need to think positive, think positive, think positive. There's more to it than that. In order to be the magician and the alchemist and understand how to manifest, sometimes you really need to go within. You need to do the shadow work first. All right, group number 2. My camera overheated and shut off. But where I left off, I believe I was saying you need to do the shadow work first, because sometimes there are subconscious blocks. So they are preventing you from being able to manifest the things that you really want. Or you might be able to manifest, but it's not as quickly as it could be. Or you're manifesting, but you're manifesting all the wrong things. Okay, so definitely being that person to show people and help people how to do their shadow work is going to help them to be able to master the law of transmutation and the law of attraction and all of that stuff. So we also have the 4th house. And the 4th house represents the home. So you all may want to see what planets are in your 4th house. Some of the key words for home, let's see. Family, roots, foundation, emotions, femininity, mother, domestic comfort, feeling at home, ancestors. We just talked about generational curses, property, and family values. So these people that you are going to be helping probably have had some issues at home, possibly with their families growing up, with their moms in specific, being specific with their mothers. But definitely there's some generational stuff going on here. So you definitely are meant to help people get through those situations. And lastly, getting back to the visionary card and the dream card. So I feel like you do get messages in your dreams. If you cannot remember your dreams, you definitely want to start writing them down as soon as you wake up. You can write them down in a notebook or in your phone. Try to keep something next to you so you can write them down as soon as possible. Even if you can't remember the whole thing, just write down bits and pieces of what you remember. And the more you do that, the more you'll be able to remember more and more of your dreams, because you definitely are getting messages in your dreams. And you definitely are a visionary, so you're able to see past the current situation. So that's why you're able to help people who society is looking down on, because you're able to see past what they're dealing with and what they're going through right now, and you can see the potential in them, and you are going to be helping them to tap into that potential, because it doesn't help to just have potential. You need to be able to act on it. You need to be able to execute. So you're going to be helping people to do that. So again, you could be a life coach. You could be like a mentor. You could be a counselor. Somebody that works in the court systems when it comes to like families. I don't remember like what it's called. What are those people called that help with children and stuff? I can't remember. Child welfare or something. I don't know. It could possibly be called different things in different states also. So you may be one of the types of people that works at a nonprofit organization. That's what I'm getting so far. So I hope this resonated. I do want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video, especially till the end, because I had a lot of cards pulled, so I probably rambled on for a little bit. So again, thank you for taking the time. If this resonated with you, please feel free to leave a comment below. Let us know what pile you picked and what resonated if you feel comfortable. Please like the video and subscribe if you're not subscribed. And of course, if you feel the need to share it, I definitely don't mind if you do that either. So y'all have a good rest of your day. Hey, group number 3, you all chose the key as your symbol. Now, of course, keys can be used to unlock things, help you to gain access to something. They can open up doors for opportunity. And they can kind of be something that a little bit like kind of shows you the way, by opening the door up to opportunities or to different types of information and stuff that kind of helps you to find your way. We also can think about the key as the solution to something. So what I'm getting from that is you may, as far as your life purpose, you may be in a field or supposed to be in a field where you're helping people find their way, you're helping people find answers. But let's keep going to see what your other cards are. So we have scribe. So a scribe is a writer, essentially. And a lot of the times a scribe is somebody who will take notes about something. So if you are giving a speech, you may ask someone to be a scribe, the person to write down everything that's being said, kind of like those people in the courtrooms that use the typewriters to type out the manuscripts of what's being said. So there may be writing involved in what your life purpose is. So you definitely want to keep that in mind. Also, a scribe, when you go to the psychologist or the counselor, you always see them, like if you watch a movie or something and they're writing down on a pad, they're acting as a scribe. A scribe can also be a leader sometimes too. I know when we're working in groups at work or something like that, they'll ask for a scribe, and then that person represents the whole group when it's our turn to answer a question or give our feedback on something. So you're definitely somebody that people trust. People have to trust you in order to be the scribe and document and capture the moments and the words that are being said. So we have victim as well as beggar and addict. So of course, the obvious here is you may be someone who should be working with recovering addicts. And a lot of the time, people who end up as addicts can be victims. They could first be victims, and as a result of being a victim of some sort of crime or some sort of wrongdoing, they may turn to substances and become addicted. And it doesn't have to necessarily just be drugs or hard drugs. It could be food. It could be overworking. There are so many different types of addictions. Most people tend to focus on the obvious, which are drugs, but people can be addicted to all sorts of things. There's all sorts of unhealthy habits and things that people turn to as coping mechanisms, and it just creates a whole nother set of problems for them than the problem that originally got them into being addicted to whatever it is they're addicted to. So I can see you being the type of person to work with people who have addictions. I'm going to pause the video really quickly because my son is asking me a question. 1 second. Sorry about that. My son had to ask me a question. I didn't want it in the video or to have to edit it out of the video, so I decided to pause it. But anyways, I was talking about how people can turn to addictions if they are victims of something. So you may be working with people who were victims of like crimes or abuse or some sort of mistreatment. It could be on a serious scale or a not so serious scale, meaning that they could have like been the victim of being like stabbed or physically assaulted, ended up in hospitals. And it could be something a little bit less life-threatening, and maybe just maybe they were bullied a lot, or maybe they were cheated out of something in the workplace, anything like that. Now I'm thinking that it's going to be people who are more on the serious sides of victimhood, Just because we have the addict and we have the beggar here. So, of course we don't want to call people beggars or anything, but this is reality. This is what some people are dealing with, and you're supposed to be helping these people. So people get themselves into all sorts of situations when they are victims of something or when they become an addict, and they get to a point, some of them, where they're not able to take care of themselves. They are, or if they are able to take care of themselves, they don't have the motivation, they don't have the energy, they're not doing what it takes to be able to do that, because they are so they're allowing their circumstances to keep them down. So they may end up in a situation where they could possibly be homeless. They may end up having to be on welfare for an extended period of time. Basically depending on other people in order to sustain themselves, in order to live, in order to survive. Codependent. You might be dealing with people that are codependent, who are in codependent relationships. They may be afraid to be on their own and be single. That could be their addiction also. They may feel like they always have to be in a relationship all the time. So you're going to help people to become more self-sufficient. Even though they've been through a lot of things, you're going to help to show them back to being able to take care of themselves, back to themselves, back to being able to get out there and create things for themselves and not have to rely on people. And you're going to teach people how to behave like survivors and not victims. Yes, people go through things, but people allow their circumstances to affect them in different ways. And there are people who don't like to be called victims. They would rather be referred to as survivors, because they may feel that being labeled as a victim means that they're allowing their circumstances to take over and to hold them back. So you're going to teach people how to go from being victims to being survivors. We have the Sun card. Let me show y'all that. So you're going to show people the way. Okay, so that kind of goes back to the key card where I was saying, you know, it will unlock doors, and by unlocking doors and unlocking certain things within people, being that key that they need, you're going to show them the way. You're going to show them that life is not all doom and gloom. You can go after what you want regardless of what you have been through. Then we have the Capricorn. And if you know anything about the earth signs, but specifically Capricorn, it says the CEO. Capricorns are known for being very driven. They work very hard. They're very persistent. They can be workaholics. So the addict could be embodying the Capricorn energy in a negative way, in the sense of they are a workaholic. But for the most part, what I'm getting here is the people that you're going to be helping are going to need to embody more of that Capricorn energy and become more driven and go after what they want. And a lot of the time, people who are Capricorns, they can end up being self-employed, but they are successful whether they're self-employed or employed by somebody else, because they have a great work ethic. So you're going to teach people how to have a great work ethic. What I'm kind of thinking about, and this might be different for every state, but I know in my state, I forgot what it's called, but they have people that help people to find jobs, and they help them to go like to school and take certain classes. They may pay something towards it, or they may pay you to go to school, something like that. The goal is to get people off of welfare and to help them to be self-sufficient. So I can see you doing something like that. I can see you being a motivational speaker. Even though we have the scribe here, I can see you being a motivational speaker as well. And you're kind of going to be the person that puts the spark back into people and helping them to realize there's more to life. You don't want to constantly be thinking about the negative things that happen to you. You want to try to make a brighter future for yourself. We have Pluto, and the key word is renewal. So you're going to show people that they can have a new beginning. You're going to show people that, yes, there are highs and lows in life. That happens. You don't have to stay there, though. You don't have to stay in the valleys. You can come up to the top of the mountain. You don't have to stay down low in the valleys. And also we have the forgiveness card here. So you may work with people to help them to understand that one of the things they're going to need to do is forgive other people. I know people get tired of hearing that. It sounds cliche now. It really is the truth, though. Once you start getting into shadow work, inner child work, inner healing work, you're going to probably want to start forgiving people and to start having important conversations with people, letting people know how they made you feel, what their effects are, and then releasing that so you can move on. It's not a weight that's holding you down. So you may be somebody who helps people. I'm sorry, my allergies are bad, so I keep on clearing my throat, so sorry about that. But anyways, and we also have the financial health card. So again, I just feel strongly like you are going to help people to get back on their feet. Whether it comes to finances, having a job, getting a job, sustaining a job. I don't remember maybe you might be also like a sponsor too to people. I know like in like AAA, places like that, they have sponsors to where if somebody is feeling like they might want to go back to a substance or alcohol, they can call the sponsor. The sponsor can help them to stay on track. So you may be somebody that's kind of like that also. Or you could be a life coach, like I was saying. Let me see. Oh, there's another card. I didn't have room for it. And it's the compassion card. So you're going to be able to show people compassion even though other people may judge them, even though their family members may have given up on them. Like all they care about is whatever it is they're addicted to. They are lazy. They don't want to work for themselves. They just want to take advantage of other people. This is people that family and friends are probably done with. They've been trying to help them for so long and it's just not working, and they're tired of extending themselves. So you're probably going to be dealing with people who may not have as much support from family and friends anymore. Not because, it could be because they never did, but it could be because their family and friends are just worn out and they don't have the resources to get down to the mental issue or to the root, or they could be a part of that root cause, which is causing these people not to be able to pretty much behave as adults. Even with some addicts, they're still functional, meaning they can still go to work. They can still do everything that everyone else does, even if they are on some sort of substance. But the people that you're going to be dealing with are probably not functional, meaning that they are allowing their circumstances and their addictions to get in the way of basically being able to live life like a regular adult. Alright, so that's what I'm getting for you all. Group number 3. I hope that made sense. I hope it resonated with you. Please let me know in the comment section if it did. Also, please like this video and share it if you feel called to do so. I would greatly appreciate that. I hope y'all have a good rest of your day. Bye. Hey, group number 4. You all chose the armor. So when I see armor, automatically think about a knight. um, so I'm definitely thinking that you're either like, your life purpose is either going to be like to protect people, or that you're a very loyal person, a very helpful person. Knights were hired by people, by kings and queens, or whoever they were helping at the time, to help them fight battles or to go on missions to recover something for them, you know, something like that. So I feel like you're a very helpful person. But let's keep going on to the rest of the cards so we can see what your life purpose may be. So first we have Mystic. I kind of think, again, going with the Knight, you know, that's kind of like mystical or mysterious. Then we have the Servant, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. But basically that's somebody who helps other people. And the good thing about that is, you know, being the type of person to help other people and doing it from a genuine space, that's great. But also, you don't want to turn from like a servant into a slave, meaning like you only are, you know, working for the greater good of other people and serving other people, but you're not serving yourself. But I do see here that your life purpose is probably to help other people. We have the Storyteller, and it says the ability to express and experience life through stories and symbols. So again, when you think about knights, they probably have so many stories to tell because they've been on so many missions. So you're going to be able to help people from all kinds of walks of life, not just one particular demographic of people. You'll probably have like you know, demographic that's majority one thing, but you definitely are going to be able to help people from all walks of life, different races, different genders. So make sure you don't limit yourself. And then we have Prince. Okay, so with a prince, that fits in perfectly with knights. When you have a story about a knight, you usually have a story about a prince, king, queen, princess. So it says romantic charm and potential for power, because the knight or the prince is like next in line. So I feel like you're a very, very loving person. When you do things for people, you are doing them out of the kindness of your heart and not out of obligation. You really do truly love to help other people, and you like to show that. You might be a very affectionate person. We have the Justice card. So you're gonna be able to help people to possibly get justice for themselves. So maybe you might be in the court system, you might be supposed to do something in the court system, or you might be an advocate. I feel like it's gonna be more of an advocate than like a judge or a lawyer or something like that. I feel like you're going to be more of an advocate, somebody to speak up for people. And when you speak up for people, you can help to get justice for them. So that's what I'm seeing with the Justice card. Of course, justice can be Libra too. I'm a Libra. So if any of y'all are Libras, hey y'all. Happy birthday, because it's September, the end of September. So Libra season is starting soon. So again, I feel like you're going to be an advocate for people. You're going to help people. You're very kind and passionate. So this is something that you're going to love to do. Whatever career path, it's something that you're going to like doing, and you probably do it already for free. But our life purpose definitely provides for us when we start walking in our purpose. So, you might be doing it for free now, but I feel like you can definitely make a living off of this as well. We have the Two of Spring, which is the Two of Wands, I believe, in regular tarot. So it says your vision, creativity, and dedication to your cause brought you great success. That's literally what I just said. I'm going to read that again. Your vision, creativity, and dedication to your cause brought you great success. I was just saying you could probably be an advocate, which is somebody that is very passionate about what they do, but walking your purpose is going to be able to create a career for you. So you're going to be able to be successful by walking in your purpose. So that's just kind of something to confirm that. We also have the 9 of Summer, which is the 9 of Cups. So even though you're going to be very helpful to other people, you're going to want to make sure that you are fulfilled yourself as well. And you are the type of person that gets fulfillment out of helping others, but you can't pour from an empty cup. So you want to make sure you're taking care of yourself, so that way you have the energy that you need to take care of other people, and people aren't just depleting you of your energy. We also have Mercury. The key word is thoughts. So Mercury rules intellect, communication, agility, mentality, information or how you receive information, perception, memory, travel, transportation. So again, with the Knight, there's the travel with the Knight. So that's why I was saying you're probably not going to be limited to just one demographic or one type of person. You may even travel around. Your life purpose may not be to just stay in one place. You might be the type of person that travels from state to state or country to country. I'm sorry, I'm like knocking into the camera. Or city to city. Being an advocate, helping other people. We also got 7th house, which rules partnerships, marriage, relationships, friendships, business partners, contracts, agreements, okay, joint endeavors. So I feel like you could possibly be a marriage counselor, and that could probably be what the Prince or the Prince card is. And then the 9 of Summer too. So those, the 9 of Summer or the Cups, they rule emotion. So you could possibly be meant to be like a marriage counselor to help people with their marriages, or a pre-marriage counselor. Or you could be the people that companies hire. I do think that companies hire life coaches also to talk to their employees, or like a lot of companies have the divisions of their company where they have people who you can call for like free counseling. So I can see you being that type of person. I would say HR, but I don't the way I feel about HR, they don't really help the employee. They kind of are more for the employer, in my opinion. So but you could possibly have a life purpose to be like somebody in the corporate world, as far as HR or something like that. Maybe you would be the person in HR that actually advocates for the employees a little bit more. And then we have Chiron, healing. Sometimes Chiron is referred to as the wounded healer as well. So the key words are insecurity, wounds, vulnerabilities, deep-seated pain, teaching, power, spiritual strength, transmuting, and healing others. So again, I feel kind of like you might be more, not just a counselor, but maybe like a marriage counselor or a family counselor, where you are helping families. Okay, there's a siren, so I hope y'all can't hear that. I'm just gonna wait for it to go. Okay, so you might be like a counselor that helps families or people that are wanting to get married, or you could work with companies and kind of like where they have to where they do like those little exercises with employees, team building. You might be like in charge of team building or something like that. But I feel like it's a little bit deeper than that. So of course there's so many careers that can fit into a life purpose. So you just want to figure out what your life purpose is so you can see if your career fits into that. So you definitely are the type of person that's meant to help other people. You are an affectionate person, so you're able to be compassionate towards others. You're probably the type of person that likes to give people hugs. And that can be helpful to people who aren't as affectionate. Like, I'm not a very affectionate person, but other people are able to pull it out of me because they're so affectionate. It kind of like gives me no choice. I don't want to be rude. So they kind of help to pull it out of me. Let me see what else. Am I getting anything else? Oh, with all of this, I want to highlight again, even though you're meant to help other people, even though you're meant to help people with their emotions, you're meant to be the ear for people to listen to, or you're listening to other people, you're the shoulder for them to cry on. Make sure you're taking care of yourself, because what I'm getting is you might be the type of person that takes care of everyone else first and you worry about yourself last, but after you are done taking care of everybody else, you might be depleted. So just make sure you're taking care of yourself, so that way you're at your best, and when you're at your best, you can be the best when it comes to helping other people. All right, so you might be the type of person that people are calling all the time when they have like problems. Strangers might walk up to you telling you their business. People just feel like you're a very your energy is inviting. You're not like intimidating when it comes to like your appearance or anything like that. People feel very comfortable with you. So that's a good thing. So that's what I got for you. Hope it made, oh, I'm sorry. I had more cards. They just didn't fit. So let me see what the other cards are. I have 3 more. Okay, so we have clarity, finding, and relationship dynamics. All right, so that's what I was saying. Marriage counselor or family counselor or something like that. With the clarity, you're helping people, clarity and finding, you're helping people see the way. You're helping people see the error of their ways to make their relationships better, and you will help people to find themselves. All right, so I'm glad that I remembered to add those 3 cards, because it just kind of confirms what I already said. So I do want to thank you all for watching this video. I hope it resonated with you. Please let me know below in the comments if it did. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe. I would really appreciate it, and I hope y'all have a good rest of your day. Bye.